Well, hello. This is Peter Godinez, your Xerox ambassador with KADYTV.net with the Good Morning Oxnard. And we have a wonderful segment here. And you know, we just get better and better and better. We are finding out so many wonderful things about the city of Oxnard. And we have some people here today to prove it. And we always start with our best. One of my favorite people, I would really like to embarrass him by bringing it on again, the infamous, famous Bob Allen. You got to say that slowly with a lot of good intonation. Bob Allen.
Every time I watch this when I go home, I say, wow.
You hide your face? Just because you can't handle the truth. So we know there's a lot in your head here. I'm just going to say, what's happening? I'm going to say that.
You know, it's a real good week this week, okay? I think that, you know, I've seen a couple of things that have happened that have been, shows what the community is really, really all about. I think in every segment, we're going to be talking about the recent Oxnard Salsa Festival that we had this weekend. And I can only share with you, I was a contestant in the first one, so I've seen a few of these. It was the most unbelievable amount of people I have ever seen crowded into Plaza Park.
And you've been a part of some pretty big crowds being from Yankeeville back east, so it was major time packed.
Good point. Very much like Times Square on New Year's Eve.
So
absolutely. Okay.
Now, what I heard was real special is there were no issues. Is that true?
You know, as we were talking earlier, it was the most amazing thing that I saw. There was not one major incident the whole weekend. I know with all the bad publicity, the discussion about our police department, Chief Williams and her crew did a most unbelievable job. Then the extra security and then the volunteers from the Salsa Festival, and Kelly Meehan should be congratulated for putting this whole thing together. But from starting with one little tent in 1994 to what happened on the 21st Salsa Festival was truly, truly beyond belief.
And that's when those, what do you call those, Roma tomatoes were just getting ripe. And now, big crowd, no issues.
It's very interesting that you bring that up, okay? And not only were there no issues, but when you start thinking about it, why, that was people that were all there for the same reason, just to have some fun, enjoy doing salsa dancing, okay? And they know that the people next to them are doing that also. So if you bump into one another, instead of saying, hey man, all of a sudden they're saying, excuse me. And what I found out is that that's what communities really are all about. And, you know, Pablo Ortiz is a good friend of mine, and, you know, he's been, you know, standing up there on stage, you know, every year, and even he said it, this was the most unbelievable amount of people. The dance floor was literally too small.
Wow. And when you say community, I can only imagine lots of families, mothers, fathers, children.
We were providing the camera work for the big giant screen. So naturally we had, and you know, thanks to Jared and to James and to JR, and I'm sorry.
It's JC, right? JC Penny. I owe him a little bit of apology.
And to Claire. We really had a very, very nice crew out there, okay, that provided 2 video cameras that we were doing. And every time we saw a couple of little kids doing salsa, the camera would go on them, you'd see it right up on that big screen. And people were sharing with us, and if you were all the way in the back, where you could, the jumbo screen was something real good. But that was really, the Salsa Festival it was as well attended and supported as any that have been. So congratulations to the whole staff.
And it's available on KADYT.net.
Well, we have all the dance contests, and each of the bands that played, we did their first number. So we'll have all of that up as the crew puts the thing together. But the interesting thing, and it is about Ventura County and where we live, it was another experience that I had Friday as I went out with the crew for the change of command for the 30th Naval, construction regiment. And I noticed that every Navy man in their uniforms, they're all family. And that's what a community is all about. It doesn't have to be the blood relative. It has to be that you have a common goal. So I was able to see that in 2 different days. And I hope that we can continue by showing some of the good things that are happening in our own community, how more people will start coming out and enjoying those.
And that's what KADYTV.net is all about. I mean, everything you're talking about connects to our mission statement, if you want to put it that way.
And you're 100% Peter, okay? I mean, there are things that happen and there are controversial things that, we have to discuss, but in a town hall setting, I think we're going to get much more accomplished than if we sit there and, people are going before city council and arguing or, let's start working together rather than, you're 2 different sides. So I hope that Good Morning Oxnard is a real good start for what we've done. And, you have your vision, so I'll let you share where you'd like to take Good Morning Oxnard, unless you have anything else.
Well, I think that Starting Good has gone off and we're already 10 yards into the race. And I guess the one thing I want to build on what you're saying, Bob, is I really believe Oxnard is filled with people who are hardworking. The families are working together and they're all working to support their families, to reach out in the community. There's a lot of people here with servant hearts and that have their families and the community best at heart. And I think that should be at the forefront of what people think about, when they think of Oxnard. And that's how it is.
It's our whole community. I think that's what we have to do, is get back to being community members again.
Always like the handshake from the infamous Bob Allen. Bob Allen here, and this is Peter Godinez and Peter Oxnard. So we'll be right back.